Hi, I'm Jennifer. Thanks for joining me for day 5 of my Couples That Work at Home survival series. Today I'll be talking about getting into a healthy routine. A lot of us are preoccupied with getting into some kind of routine at the moment, since the one we had for our work, our families and ourselves have been completely upended. Routines help us get things done and feel a sense of progress, which usually makes us both more productive and more satisfied. So why didn't we start with routines? The reason this is the 5th and not the first installment of my survival series is that my research has taught me that routines do not always solve a working couple's challenges. In fact, sometimes they become part of the problem, another bone of contention. Routines become the problem in two ways: when they serve just one of the partners, and when we use old routines as a way to avoid acknowledging or adapting to new situations. We're in a new situation now, with new concerns and even more dependence on each other. If you've been working through this series from day one, you will have mapped out these concerns, set priorities, and drawn up boundaries that suit your confinement, all of that together. These are the best starting points from which to get into new routines that are aligned with what matters most to you, your couple, and your children if you have them. The reason I speak of getting into routines is that, like boundaries, routines aren't found, they're slowly set. It's a process to talk, work, and feel your way into a new routine that works for you and for your partner and children if you have them. Today's exercise is designed to walk you through this process. First, you'll want to look back at the work you've done over the past few days. What are your and your partner's concerns and priorities? What are the boundaries you've begun to draw to meet them? Given all these things, start looking at the best way to divide up your day individually and as a couple. And to mark the transitions, don't just think about your paid work and housework, but also rest and other activities that are important to honour your priorities. It's best to start small. Each evening, sit down and sketch out routines for the next day together. You might start with your individual routine and then compare them side by side to make them compatible. For example, do you risk overloading your bandwidth if you both have a conference call at the same time? How much shopping do you really need to do? Is there enough buffer for you both to move from one thing to another and hand over, for example, children's homework along the way? Pace is a very important part of a routine. Repeat this process every night until you feel your way into a routine that seems to work for all. And don't forget to forgive yourself if you can't march through a set routine. As with all exercises in this survival series, the most important thing is the conversation you're having and the muscle you're developing to make life work for you both. I hope this exercise helps find a healthy and productive pace. Tomorrow we'll be talking about nailing practicalities.